If you're looking for a lightweight, ultra warm and super comfortable sleeping pad, the Thermarest NeoAir XTherm NXT might be just the thing for you. It's perfect for backpackers and winter adventurers alike. Hi everyone, this is Andrea with Adventures and Dreams, and today we're talking about one of my favorite sleeping pads, this NeoAir XTherm NXT by Thermarest. I've had it for a couple of years now and tested it on winter and summer trips, and it really is the best of its class when it comes to the weight to warmth ratio and how small it packs. So we'll talk about all the features, the size, the weight, the R value, the crinkling noise, which it's a little bit famous for, but I'll talk about that as well. I show you everything that it ships with. At the end, I summarize everything with pros and cons for this air mattress. It does have some cons, of course, like every gear does, and we'll go over that if you stick around to the end of my video. But let's dive into it. We have lots to unpack today. The sleeping pad comes with the patch kit, the pump sack and the storage bag. You can use the pump sack as a pillow or as a storage bag. It's slightly water resistant, and so I've used it in the past to keep my clothes dry when I had condensation in my tent. Let's look at the weight and packability first. It's light and small enough that I use it in all seasons, in my summer trips where lightweight is important, as well as my winter trips where the insulation and warmth is essential. It packs up so small that I don't even think about it when I put it in my backpack in the summer or in the winter. The NXT comes with a couple of different shape and size variations. The mummy shape has 3 different sizes and the max shape has 2 sizes. I bought the regular white max version to make sure that my hands and feet are always on the sleeping pad, because I don't use anything else underneath it, not even in the winter where the only thing that's between the snow and my sleeping pad is the tent floor. One of the most important features of this sleeping pad is the R value in the insulation. You can think of the R value like the reflective heat that comes back to you when you sleep on the pad. In the summer, we only need an R value of R1, but in extreme cold, we need R6. If it's cold enough that the water freezes in your bottle, then you definitely need a good sleeping pad. The NXT has an R value of 7.3. Let's watch how Thermarest accomplished this.
Triangular core matrix consists of 2 layers of triangular baffles bonded edge to edge and to a middle barrier. The individual cells limit the free flow of air within the pad. This dramatically slows convective heat loss. To boost warmth even further, we developed Thermocapture, a featherweight reflective film placed strategically within that structure to efficiently redirect radiant heat that would otherwise be lost back to your body.
I can definitely attest to that because you can feel the warmth reflecting back at you. That means that if you take the sleeping pad in the summer, you can get by with a much lighter sleeping bag or with a quilt. So what about the thickness and comfort? I'm a side sleeper, and I have to say that the sleeping pad is the most comfortable that I've ever owned and slept on. It outranks anything that I've had in the past. I used the sleeping pad on super rocky ground before, and you can see the big rocks poking through the tent floor here. But the sleeping pad just evened everything out and made it super comfortable even in these conditions. Thermarest also managed to make the sleeping pad very durable despite the lightweight. It uses a 70D nylon on the bottom and a 30D nylon on the top part. They are so convinced about the quality that they offer a limited lifetime warranty on the sleeping pad. Still, I only use it inside of my tent or in the car here because I do want to protect it, and it doesn't have insulation if you lose air and it just becomes completely flat. One of my favorite new features is this WingLock valve. It's a one-way valve that prevents air from leaking when you disconnect the pump sack. The WingLock also helps to deflate the mattress really fast. This new system makes it extremely easy to inflate the sleeping pad. You just open up the black valve, not the wingtip, and then you connect your pump sack to it until you hear a clicking sound. Just listen to the sound that it makes here when I do it. And then you can inflate the sleeping pad to whatever firmness you prefer. Because this mattress is so thick, it still insulates really well even if you don't inflate it all the way. If you got any value out of this video already, it would be amazing if you buy me a coffee with the link down below in the description. The air will not escape when you detach the pump sack because this is a one-way valve. I've read in other reviews from people that they had problems with the air leaking out of the sleeping pad, but I have to say that I don't have that experience yet. I had the mattress inflated for many weeks at the time, just sitting there at home to test it, and it has kept the inflation exactly as it was on the first day when I first inflated it. But what about the crinkling sound that it's known for? I think they definitely fixed it a little bit, but it's still noticeable somewhat, even though it never really bothered me before, not in the old version and not in this one either. So how do we adjust and deflate the sleeping pad? If the sleeping pad is just a little bit too firm for you, you can open up the WingLock valve and the main valve just to let a little bit of air escape until you have the firmness that you like. To deflate the sleeping pad completely, you just open up both valves. You roll up the sleeping pad to get most of the air out. And then you unroll it, fold it in thirds. And then roll it up completely again. That way it fits really well in the stuff sack. There are a few other sleeping pads that we can compare to this one. If you want to see the complete guide to the NXT and read up on the competitors, please download the free guide in the description below. We looked at a lot of features of the Thermarest NeoAir XTherm NXT, so let's look at the pros and cons next, so you can make up your own mind if the sleeping pad is for you. Let's start with the pros first. It has one of the best warmth to weight ratios of its class. You can use the sleeping pad in all season, including the summer or in extreme cold conditions. It has great packability, which means you can use it on all of your trips, even if you only use a smaller backpack. It is also an extremely comfortable sleeping pad, the most comfortable I've ever had. But what about its cons? The sleeping pad definitely comes at a higher price range than some of the competitors have, but in my opinion, it's totally worth this money because it keeps you safe and warm even in the most extreme conditions. It does still have the crinkling noise that everyone talks about, although it has become less than the previous version. You also have the effort of inflating the sleeping pad compared to one that inflates itself or a closed foam sleeping pad. So I definitely recommend these sleeping pads to you. I've had the old version for about 7 or 8 years now and the new version for 2 years, and I really wouldn't want to be without them anymore. I love how lightweight it is and how small it packs, and it has always kept me warm, which is the most important part. If you already have the old version and you're wondering if you should upgrade to this one here, then watch the next video where I compare them side by side with all the features and pros and cons of both of them. Now take care, my friends, and I'll see you in my next video.